I like working as a teacher because I like sharing information with my students, but I really like teaching them to love learning because we grown-ups know that in our careers, we are constantly having to learn new things. So it's important to get that skill in our students.
Imagine that you are going to write a book about yourself. Which title will you choose and what are you going to write in it?
Wow. If I were to write a book about myself, I think that might be a very boring book. If I wrote a book, I would probably write more about my students because there are so many wonderful stories that I have to tell about them and and that they have told me.
Have you ever done, have you ever done something and you regret doing it?
Have I ever consulted with whom?
Have you ever done something and you regret doing it?
If I understand your question, I think I would enjoy consulting. Oh,
He said that, have you ever done something and you regret doing it?
you cut out there for a moment, Mr. Hassan.
Okay, have you ever done something and you regret doing it?
Have I ever done something that I wanted to do again?
No. You regret doing it.
That I regret?
Yeah, you are good about it, as Mr. Pickle said. By the way,
Yes.
Mr. Tammy, I'd like to introduce our English department, Mr. Abdul Hamid and Mr. Usama. They have just joined us. You would like to say hello from Bahrain? Come. Yes, Mr. Abdul Hamid, Mr. Usama, you can come here. They have just joined us. Mr. Abdul Hamid.
Hello, how are you?
Hello. I'm well. How are you?
I'm fine.
Nice to meet you.
And we have Mr. Usama, one of the best English teachers in our school. Hi, how are you?
Oh, I'm well. How are you?
Thank you. We say shukran in our native language. In Arabic, we say shukran. It means thank you. Shukran.
Okay. Nice. So your question was, have I ever done anything that I regret?
Yeah.
Every day. But that is
Every
the
day.
beautiful But that is the beautiful thing, because if we recognize that we've made a mistake, we can learn from it. And that's the important thing, that you learn from the mistakes you make.
Describe yourself using one adjective.
Oh,
Then one sentence.
enthusiastic.
One sentence.
One sentence.
But first, one adjective. They
One
have to be
adjective.
different.
Oh,
And they have to be different.
my adjective would be enthusiastic.
Oh, what a lovely adjective. So, if you are going to tell us just only one sentence about yourself, what will it be?
I love to share the joy of learning with the world.
Mrs. Tammy,
Yes.
just imagine, that I give you a ticket and a passport right now. I give you a ticket and a passport right now. Which country are you going to visit first and why?
Ooh, which country would I visit? I would visit your country. I've never been to Bahrain.
Wow, you have never been to Bahrain. Welcome at any time. Mr. Faisal is
Never.
welcoming you in Bahrain at any time. And all of us, for sure, welcome at any time in Bahrain as well as Egypt.
It looks like a beautiful country. And you've had your independence since 1971, is that correct?
Mr. Faisal, come here. Mr. Faisal is going to answer you.
Would you please repeat that question?
I was asking, I was reading about your country, and I read that you got your independence in 1971. Is that correct?
Exactly.
Yes.
It is correct.
So you are actually a young country.
Actually, this is the date of the independence, but Bahrain is known for its civilization that goes back to millions of years. So you can.
Is it the Dulman? Is it Dulman?
Dilmonia, yeah, exactly.
Okay.
So you did your homework.
But I'd love to come visit.
So what else do you know about Bahrain? Tell us, please.
Let's see. What else do I know? You've got about 1.2 million people.
That's correct.
You're kind of an island, but you're attached by a small bit of land.
Actually, Bahrain is a group of islands, so it's surrounded by water from everywhere. Yeah.
Okay. So it is, oh, it's a group of islands. It's not one island.
Yeah, exactly. And one more information, Bahrain is the smallest country in the GCC, in the Gulf.
I did not know that.
Well, we have big hearts here.
And aren't you also known for pearls, pearl fishing?
Exactly, yeah. In the past, people depended on pearls diving, yeah, and fishing.
So I know a little bit.
You know a lot. You know a lot. This is enough for me. Would you please do?
Yeah, can you answer my question, Mrs. Tammy? I asked you if I gave you a passport and a ticket right now, you said Bahrain. Can you tell us something about Egypt? Do you know something about Egypt since I'm Egyptian?
About Egypt?
Yeah. Have you ever heard about
Egypt. Well, that's your country, isn't it, Mr. Hassan?
Yeah, it's my beloved country. Always Egypt is etched in my mind as well as my heart.
Well, I don't know as much about Egypt, but I do know the Sphinx is there and the beautiful pyramids at Giza. And of course, the Nile River.
Yeah, one of the longest rivers in the whole world, if not the longest.
Oh,
and
yes.
The Greek
Oh, yes.
The Greek pyramids are one of the 7 wonders of the world.
Oh, that's right. That is right.
Yeah, one of the 7 world wonders. Yeah.
My country is too young to have any wonders of the world.
We have a strong relationship with the United States.
Yes, Egypt does.
Yeah, and we're welcome in Egypt at any time. You are welcome at any time.
And you are welcome here anytime.
Thank you. Can you tell my students about things that we cannot buy for money? Things we can't buy for money.
You can't what?
If I'm going to buy something, I have to pay. But there are so many things that we cannot buy for money.
Oh, what we use for money?
No, like, say for example, I cannot buy love. I cannot buy happiness. I cannot pay for respect.
You can't pay for a...
If I'm going to buy something, I have to pay, right?
Yes.
Mr. Peter would like to explain.
Okay, Mr. Muhammad would like you to talk about the things that we cannot buy by money.
Oh, I'm so sorry. There's an echo when he speaks. Well, of course, the first most important thing that you can never buy with money is love. And of course, although it may seem like you can buy friendship, you really
You
can't.
cannot buy it. Yes, completely right.
And you can pay for good doctors, but you cannot buy good health. And you can't buy happiness.
Yeah, Mr. Islam would like to ask you, Mr. Islam, would like to ask you something.
Okay.
How are you?
I'm well.
Would you please give our students an advice about teaching, about education? Okay?
Advice
Yes,
about
go.
education.
Yes.
I think the best advice I can give is every single one of you has a talent or a gift or a skill that the world needs you to share with it. Without all of our gifts together, we will not be able to make this world a better place. We won't be able to fight climate change. We won't be able to create peace. So my challenge is for you to find what I call your genius. And when you find that gift, you must share it with your family, with your community, your country, and your world.
Thank you for that. Mrs. Tammy, since you are one of the most incredible, if not the most one in the whole world in using technology, can you give my students an advice regarding the latest technological tools and modern technology, since my students are big fan of technology. And we are using ICT here in the process of learning and teaching. We have digital empowerment in education. So, can you give us and my students an advice regarding how to use technology safely?
How to use technology safely, is that what you asked?
Yes.
One of the most important things that I tell my students is to never give out information that has numbers. So not your address, not your phone number, not your email address, not any kind of identification number. That's one way to stay safe. Another is to make sure that when you're on the internet, you're talking to people that you know. Now, I know I'm a stranger to you, but Mr. Hassan and I are friends, and he has introduced us, so I'm safe. But a lot of times there are grown-ups on the internet who are not safe and who mean to do you harm. So if you suspect that someone is trying to get your information, you should immediately tell your teacher, an administrator, or someone in your family. Just today, I had a student show me his telephone, and there was a stranger sending him text messages. So I showed him how to block that caller, and we called his family so that they knew to watch out for him as well. So your teachers and your family are the best people to help protect you and give you advice.
That's amazing. Mrs. Tammy, we know very well that you have achieved incredible achievements during your whole life. You have won so many prizes. You have got so many awards. Can you tell us something about that? And you have to tell us about your dreams, what you like to achieve more, what you like to achieve in the near future. So you have to tell us about your awards, your achievements, and which achievements would you like to achieve in the near future? Still to come.
Your teacher is correct that I have achieved some good things. Like Mr. Hassan, I'm a Microsoft Innovative Educator Expert Fellow and have enjoyed the professional learning network that makes me part of around the world. But I have also been named the California Woman of the Year in 2016. And I earned an ISTE award. That stands for the International Society for Technology and Education. And I earned that award for my global project called Cultivate World Literacy. And most recently, I have been awarded a Fulbright Teachers for Global Classrooms Award, which means I will be able to travel this summer to a country either in Africa or Asia, and I will work with teachers and students in that country to create a unit of lesson plans that we will be using around the world. And I have asked your teacher, Mr. Hassan, to help me in building my global unit project for Fulbright.
For sure. It's a great honor for me to work with a highly amazing and incredible teacher like you. You're
Very
honored me.
kind. But if you want to know what I would like to achieve in the future,
Yes.
what my biggest goal is to have students who are successful and happy in their lives. Awards are nice and good grades are important, but my biggest achievement would be to help cultivate students who love learning and who are happy in their lives.
This is your incredible project that you had last year.
Did that answer the question?
Yeah, Mrs. Tammy, Mr. Osama would like to say something.
Excuse me, I want to ask
Yes.
you a question. I'm asking about, in your point of view, what is the best strategy here to teach English as a foreign language?
best strategy to teach English as a foreign language?
Yeah.
English is one of the most difficult languages, I think, because we have influences from Greek, Roman, Germanic.
Yeah.
So it's
Excuse me.
difficult.
Our students have some difficulties in English. How to make it an easy language for them?
Yeah. Great question. I think the best way for anyone to pick up a language is to be immersed in it. And I know that a lot of people have learned English best when they watch movies and television shows that have subtitles. So they hear the words in their own language, but they see the words in English. And sometimes the other way around, when they see a program in English and see the subtitles in their own language. It is a difficult language. The best way, as you know, as educators, to learn a language is to practice. I speak Spanish, but I only stay good in it if I practice. Because I always tend to think in my native language. And if I'm thinking in English, it's hard to speak in another language. And I would suspect that if you speak Tagalog or Arabic or any language, you think in that, and it makes it harder to speak a second language when you're thinking in your primary language.
Mr. Rajab would like to ask you something which we really need here in Bahrain and in general in the process of education. We would like to ask you about an amazing and important point.
Hi, Mr. Tammy. You can tell us about how to use technology in education, example, Microsoft applications, other tools, and what is the result is, to use it.
What is the purpose to using technology and how to use it in education?
Yeah.
Well, to me, the most important purpose is because all of our students are going to have careers that involve technology. So whether they're clerks in a store or doctors, they have to be comfortable using technology. I am not a digital native, and I have had to learn from the ground up. When I was in college a long time ago, I learned how to code using Pascal, COBOL, old computer languages. But learning the structure of those languages helped me understand the newer computers and how they think. And what we need to teach our students is that talent of learning to scaffold and use what they already know to problem solve and learn the newer technologies and be comfortable with it. So that's the main purpose for me to teach technology. Now, we use Minecraft and some fun technology, but part of that is just to engage the students and get their interest so they want to use technology. I like to use something called Genius Hour, where students pick their own projects for research or to solve a problem or build a skill. what's so great about that is they're so enthusiastic about their topic, they will research till midnight. They will work hard to find the information they want and to master the technology they need to present it to the class. And that way, rather than me standing up in front just talking all the time, they're actually working on the technology, learning it firsthand. So that's the goal, that they be successful in their careers and their lives. Because look what we're doing right now. We're using technology to connect as educators and to discuss best practices. So technology is really going to be a part of their future lives.
That's really amazing, incredible. You are really inspiring. You are rocking, Mrs. Tammy.
You're too kind.
Thank you. Hassan is going to tell you something by the end before taking some photos with you. Yes, Hassan.
Finally, we would like to thank you, Teacher Tammy, for the incredible moments we spent with you. And we look forward to meet you again. Thank you.
Thank you.
Would you mind taking some photos with Mrs. Tammy? Would you like taking some photos with you?
Yes, of
We would
course.
like to have some photos with you.
Yes. You may take a picture, yes.
Mr. Rajab?